Home Studio Start podcast.
All right, music makers, welcome back to Home Studio Start. You've poured your heart into crafting those killer tracks, and now it's time to unleash them upon the world, Spotify, Apple Music, the whole digital shebang. But how exactly do you get your music from your studio to everyone's playlists?
That's where this deep dive comes in. We're taking Rodrigo Marquez's book, Boost Your Streams, Get Music on Spotify and Apple Music, and breaking it down into actionable steps you can use right now.
Think of it as your roadmap to digital domination. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what digital distribution is, how to pick the perfect service for you, and how to prep your music to make a splash.
First things first, digital distribution. It sounds complicated, but it's basically your ticket to getting your music onto all those major platforms.
Yeah, imagine trying to contact Spotify directly every time you finish a new track nightmare. These services handle all that for you, from the technical side to the metadata, so you can focus on what you do best, making music.
Exactly. And there are tons of options out there. TuneCore, CD Baby, DistroKid, they all act as your middleman. But, and this is something Rodrigo really emphasizes, choosing the right one is critical.
It's like picking the right instrument for a song. Got to find the one that vibes with your needs. So what are some of the key differences we should be looking out for?
Well, DistroKid is known for its unlimited uploads for a yearly fee. Sounds amazing, right?
Right.
But think about it. If you're releasing tons of music managing, that giant catalog could become a beast.
That's a really good point. Sometimes less is more, especially when you're starting out. So what about CD Baby? How do they stack up?
They're more of a one-stop shop. You pay per release, which can add up, but you get things like sync licensing opportunities, imagine your song in a movie, and even physical distribution for those who still love the feel of a CD.
Oh, that opens up some serious possibilities. So if you're thinking long-term and want those extra avenues, CD Baby might be the way to go. But what about TuneCore? They're a big name too.
Absolutely. TuneCore is a solid choice, especially if you're a data geek. Their analytics are super detailed, so you can really see where your listeners are coming from and how your music is performing. That kind of intel is pure gold for refining your strategy.
All right, so we've got three major players: DistroKid for the prolific producers, CD Baby for the multifaceted musicians, and TuneCore for the data-driven artists. It's all about finding the right fit.
And Rodrigo gives a ton of advice on how to do that. He recommends really thinking about your release schedule budget and long-term goals. Do you need help with physical albums? Are you aiming for sync placements? Answer those questions, and the right distributor will become clear.
Love that. So once we've picked our platform, it's time to actually prep our music for release. What are the non-negotiables here?
First and foremost, audio quality reigns supreme. Think of it this way. You've got this incredible song, but it's recorded with a tin can and a string. No one's going to hear its full potential. Spotify and Apple Music have standards, and listeners expect a certain level of sonic polish.
Makes total sense. We're talking crystal clear audio, no unwanted noise, the works, right? But what does that mean technically?
Aim for at least a 16-bit, 44.1 kilohertz WAV file. It's the gold standard for audio quality, ensuring your music sounds its best on streaming platforms. Now, you might be wondering why those numbers matter. It all comes down to bit depth and sample rate, which basically determine how much sonic information is captured in your recording. Higher numbers mean richer, more nuanced sound.
That's super helpful. So it's not just about getting rid of background noise. It's about capturing the full depth of our sound. Okay,
Yeah.
Pristine audio check. What's next on the pre-release checklist?
Metadata. It's not the most glamorous topic I know, but it's absolutely crucial. Metadata is essentially your song's DNA, its digital ID card. Think. Song title, artist, name, album title, genre, even the track number. If this info is wrong or missing, your music might get lost in the digital abyss.
So it's like giving your song a VIP pass to the right audience. But I gotta be honest, keeping track of all that can feel overwhelming. Any tips for staying organized?
Spreadsheets are your friend. A simple spreadsheet can do wonders for managing all that info. Rodrigo even shares some templates in his book that you can use as a starting point. Just remember, consistency is key. Update your metadata meticulously every time you release something new.
All right, spreadsheets it is. And I love that Rodrigo provides those extra resources. So we've got high quality audio and perfectly organized metadata. What else do we need to consider?
Visuals. In the digital world, your album artwork is the first thing people see. It's like the cover of a book. It needs to grab their attention and make them want to know more.
Right. A picture's worth 1,000 streams or something like that.
Yeah.
But what makes for good album artwork? Any tips for those of us who aren't graphic design wizards?
Think iconic album covers like Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon or Nirvana's Nevermind. They instantly grab your attention, right? They're bold, they're unique, and they perfectly represent the music they contain. Your artwork should do the same, capture the essence of your sound, and create a visual identity people will remember.
So it's about more than just a cool image. It's about reflecting the music itself.
Exactly. And don't worry, you don't need to be a Photoshop pro. Tools like Canva make creating professional-looking artwork super easy. They even have templates specifically for album art, which can be a huge help.
Okay, I'm feeling way less intimidated now. So we've got high quality, audio accurate metadata and captivating artwork. What's the final piece of the puzzle?
Timing. You don't just want to chuck your music onto Spotify and hope for the best. Think of it as a movie premiere. You want to build anticipation, get people excited.
So we're talking about a pre-release strategy.
Exactly. Tease your upcoming release, share snippets on social media, get your fans involved. Rodrigo has a whole chapter on this, and he gives some really clever examples. Remember that Taylor Swift song she basically hid clues about in her Instagram posts? Pure marketing genius.
Okay, I'm loving this strategic side of things. But hold on, what about playlists? I feel like it's a whole other beast we need to tackle.
You're right. Playlists are a game changer, and we'll be diving deep into those and on all the other awesome marketing strategies you can use to boost your music in part 2 of this deep dive.
All right, folks, stay tuned. Buckle up and get ready for even more insights on how to make your music a global phenomenon. All right, so we've got our music polished, our metadata sparkling, and our album art ready to stun. But now comes the moment of truth. Actually getting our music onto those streaming giants.
That's right. It's showtime. But remember, you can't just upload directly to Spotify or Apple Music. This is where those digital distributors we talked about earlier, TuneCore, CD, Baby, DistroKid, come back into play. They're like the VIP gatekeepers to the streaming world.
Makes sense. It's like having a backstage pass to the biggest music festival on the planet. But I bet those gatekeepers have some strict rules, right?
Absolutely. Each distributor has its own set of guidelines. So pay close attention to the details we're talking. File formats, resolutions, metadata, everything needs to be in tip-top shape. This is where all that meticulous organization comes in handy. Rodrigo actually shares a horror story in the book about an artist who submitted the wrong audio files and had to delay their whole release talk about a nightmare.
Yikes. I can only imagine the frustration. So double-checking everything is crucial. But once we've dotted our I's and crossed our... What about the release date? Does that matter?
It definitely does. Spotify, for example, loves to feature new music in their curated playlists, but they need time to process submissions. Think about it. They're dealing with thousands of songs every day, so if you want a chance to be featured, you can't just drop your music at the last minute.
So planning ahead is key. How far in advance should we be aiming for?
Rodrigo recommends setting your release date at least 4 months out. This gives platforms like Spotify enough time to listen, consider, and potentially add your music to those coveted playlists and those playlist placements. They can seriously skyrocket your streams and visibility.
It's like getting a primetime slot on the digital airwaves. Okay, so we've hit that submit button, our release date is set, and now we wait patiently. But what happens in the meantime? Can we just sit back and relax?
Not quite. Remember, this is the digital age. Things move fast. Keep an eye on your release status through your distributor's dashboard. Most platforms offer tracking tools so you can monitor the progress. And don't be afraid to reach out to their support teams if you have any questions or concerns. Being proactive can save you a lot of headaches down the line.
Being proactive. I like the sound of that. It's like being the captain of your own musical spaceship, steering it towards success. But speaking of success, once our music is actually out there in the digital universe, how do we get people to listen? That's the million-dollar question, right?
It is. And that's where the fun really begins. Welcome to the world of music marketing. Now, forget the old school image of chasing record execs and plastering flyers everywhere. Digital marketing is a whole new ballgame. It's about connecting with your audience online, building a community, and making your music stand out in the digital crowd.
Okay, sign me up for that marketing masterclass. Where do we even begin?
Your artist profile, that's your digital storefront, your first impression. Think about it. Someone stumbles upon your music on Spotify, they like what they hear, but then they click on your profile and it's blank, or worse, it's a blurry selfie from 5 years ago. Not exactly inspiring.
Yeah, that's not going to cut it. We need something that pops, something that screams, listen to this music, it's awesome. So what are the essentials for a killer artist profile?
High-quality photos are a must. Not just any photos, though. They need to reflect your style, your personality, your music. If you're a grunge band, maybe skip the floral patterns and pastels. And your bio, that's your chance to tell your story. Who are you? What inspires you? What makes your music unique? Don't just list your accomplishments. Give people a reason to connect with you.
It's like giving your music a personality, a face people can connect with.
Exactly. Look at Billie Eilish's Spotify profile. It's edgy, it's stylish, it's totally her. You instantly get a sense of who she is and what her music is all about. That's what you're aiming for, an artist profile that's as captivating as your music.
Okay, artist profile check. What's next on our digital marketing checklist?
Playlists. They are the lifeblood of music discovery on streaming platforms. Think about how you discover new music. Chances are it's through a playlist, right? Whether it's Spotify's Discover Weekly or a friend's curated collection playlists have become the go-to way to find fresh sounds.
Absolutely. I'm always finding new favorites through playlists, but how do we get our music on those coveted playlists? Is it all about knowing the right people, paying for placements? What's the secret sauce?
Well, there's no magic bullet, but there are definitely strategies you can use, and Rodrigo outlines them brilliantly in his book. First of all, start by creating your own playlists. It's a great way to showcase your musical taste and connect with fans who have similar interests.
So it's not just about promoting our own music, but also curating a vibe, a feeling that people will gravitate towards.
Exactly. Think of it as building a community around your sound. Include your own tracks alongside songs from artists you admire. This not only exposes your listeners to new music, but also gives you a chance to connect with other artists and potentially collaborate. And speaking of collaboration, you can also team up with other musicians and feature each other's work on your playlists. It's a win-win for everyone involved.
I love that. Supporting each other, cross-promoting, expanding our reach. It's like building a musical ecosystem where everyone thrives. But beyond playlists, there's this whole other behemoth we need to tackle, social media. It can feel like a jungle out there with so many platforms and trends vying for our attention. How do we navigate this chaotic landscape and actually use it to our advantage?
That's a great question, and it's something Rodrigo tackles head on in his book. First of all, don't try to be everywhere at once. Pick the platforms where your target audience hangs out. Are they on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or somewhere else entirely? Once you've identified your tribe, it's time to get creative.
All right, so we've found our people now. How do we capture their attention and get them hooked on our music? What kind of content actually works?
Think beyond the traditional, here's my new song, please listen. Approach social media is about connection, engagement, and personality. Share snippets of your songs, yes, but also take people behind the scenes. Show them your studio setup, your creative process, your everyday life as a musician. Give them a glimpse into the magic that goes into making your music.
It's like giving them a VIP pass to our musical world.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to have fun with it. Run contests, host live Q&A sessions, or even create a TikTok challenge featuring your latest traction. Remember, social media is about being social. Engage with your fans, respond to comments, ask questions. The more you interact, the more people will feel invested in your journey.
So it's all about building relationships, fostering a sense of community.
Absolutely. And don't underestimate the power of storytelling. Share personal anecdotes about your musical journey, your struggles, your triumphs. People connect with stories, and by sharing yours, you make your music even more relatable and meaningful.
All right, I'm taking notes like crazy over here. Artist profiles, playlists, social media. We've covered a lot of ground. But I feel like there's still one piece of the puzzle missing. We've talked about getting our music out there and promoting it, but how do we know what's actually working? How do we measure success?
You're thinking like a true strategist. And that brings us to the final frontier of digital distribution. Data analytics. It might not sound as exciting as playlists or social media, but trust me, it's just as crucial. Data is the secret weapon for any aspiring music superstar. And in the next part of our deep dive, we'll uncover how to wield that weapon like a pro.
Data analytics, I'm intrigued. All right, folks, hold on to your hats because we're about to unlock the secrets of the digital music matrix. All right, data enthusiasts, welcome back to the final act of our digital distribution deep dive. We've talked about crafting killer music, building a captivating online presence, and now it's time to unleash the power of data analytics. It might sound a bit intimidating, but trust me, it's not as complicated as you might think.
Yeah, it's true. Data often gets a bad rap for being dry and boring, but in the world of music, it's anything but. Think of it as your secret weapon. A backstage pass to understanding how people are interacting with your music.
Yeah, that's a much cooler way to look at it. But why is data analysis so crucial for musicians, especially those just starting out?
Imagine you're launching a rocket into space. You wouldn't just fire it off without any guidance, right? You'd need instruments to track its trajectory, monitor its performance, and make course corrections along the way. Data analytics is like that guidance system for your music career. It provides invaluable insights into where your music is traveling, who's listening, and what adjustments you might need to make to reach new heights.
So we're talking about using data to map out our musical journey and optimize our strategy, right? I'm starting to see how this could be a game changer, but where do we even find this data? Is it hidden in some secret vault?
Not at all. It's right there in your Spotify and Apple Music accounts. Both platforms offer amazing analytics platforms that provide a treasure trove of information. Spotify for Artists, for example, is a gold mine for tracking your streams, seeing where your listeners are located, and even understanding what playlists are driving traffic to your music.
Wow, that's a lot of intel. And Apple Music has similar tools, right?
Absolutely. Apple Music's analytics platform is equally robust, allowing you to monitor your song's performance, understand which regions are loving your tunes, and even identify potential areas for growth. They both offer incredible insights that can help you fine-tune your marketing efforts and connect with your audience on a deeper level.
Okay, so we've got these amazing dashboards at our fingertips, but I'll admit, looking at all those numbers can feel overwhelming. Where do we even start? What are the key metrics we should be focusing on?
Rodrigo actually dedicates a whole section of his book to this, and it's pure gold. He breaks down the essential metrics and explains what they mean for your music career. Stream counts, for example, are a great starting point. They tell you how many times people have listened to your song, which is a good indicator of its overall popularity. But it's not just about the raw numbers. It's also about understanding where those streams are coming from. That's where listener location data comes in handy.
So if my music is unexpectedly taking off in Brazil, maybe I should start connecting with Brazilian music blogs or even consider performing there someday.
Exactly. You're thinking like a data-driven artist. And speaking of connecting, pay close attention to which playlists are driving traffic to your music. This can reveal a lot about your audience's taste and help you identify other playlists that might be a good fit for your sound.
So if my music is killing it on indie folk playlists, maybe I should reach out to curators of similar playlists and see if they'd be interested in featuring my tracks.
You got it. It's all about finding those sweet spots where your music aligns with existing communities and musical tastes. And beyond those basic metrics, there are other fascinating data points to explore. Keep an eye on your skip rate, for instance. This tells you how many people are skipping your song before it finishes.
Ouch. High skip rates can't be good. Does that mean my music is terrible?
Not necessarily. It just means there might be room for improvement. Maybe your song intro isn't grabbing people's attention, or maybe the overall structure needs some tweaking. Data can actually help you become a better songwriter and producer by providing insights into what's resonating with listeners and what might need some fine-tuning.
So it's like having a direct feedback loop with our audience, even if we're not getting direct comments.
Exactly. And on the flip side, what about the people who are saving your songs to their playlists? That's a fantastic sign. A high save rate indicates that people are really digging your music and want to keep listening. It's a great indicator that you're on the right track creatively.
So data can actually be a huge confidence booster. It's like getting a virtual high five from your listeners.
Absolutely. But remember, the key is to use this data wisely. Don't get bogged down by all the numbers and graphs. Instead, focus on identifying patterns, spotting trends, and using those insights to inform your marketing strategies and creative decisions.
So it's not about letting data dictate our every move. It's about using it as a tool to enhance our vision and reach our goals.
Exactly. Data isn't about replacing your creativity or intuition. It's about amplifying them. It's about harnessing the power of information to guide your musical journey and help you connect with the people who will love your music.
This has been an incredible deep dive. I feel like we've uncovered a whole new dimension of the music industry, from crafting amazing music in our home studios to navigating the complex world of digital distribution. It's clear that the tools and knowledge are out there for anyone who's willing to put in the work.
And that's what's so exciting. The barriers to entry have never been lower. Anyone with a laptop, a microphone, and a passion for music can create something incredible and share it with the world. It's an amazing time to be a musician.
So for all you aspiring artists out there, what are you waiting for? It's time to unleash your creativity, embrace the power of digital tools, and make your musical dreams a reality. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. Keep creating, keep learning, and keep sharing your music with the world.